Hello, it's Willie from the Ozarks, and it's May the 26th, and we're ready for lesson 146 in A Course in Miracles workbook for students. Lesson 146, it's a review. Under the review section, my mind holds only what I think with God. We're going to connect all of our last 20 lessons with that thought. My mind holds only what I think with God. And the two reviews for today, lesson 131 and 132, no one can fail who seeks, or no one can fail who asks to reach the truth. And I loose the world from all I thought it was. I learned this out of the Foundation for Inner Peace's book, and then I found the public domain version was a little less edited out. And in the Foundation for Inner Peace, it says, no one can fail who seeks to reach the truth. And in this version, which is the original edition, no one can fail who asks to reach the truth. Same idea. And I loose the world from all I thought it was. So either ask or seek, same thing. All right. Yesterday, how'd you all do? Under your mind, my mind holds only what I think with God. Beyond this world, there is a world I want. Beyond this world, there is a world I want. It gave me a lot of encouragement to be thinking about that I can actually desire and value and find a world beyond this world of appearances, this world of illusions, this world of pain and sickness and death. All right, beyond this world, there is a world I want. That should have been something you told yourself often yesterday, coupled with my mind holds only what I think with God. And also lesson 130, it is impossible to see two worlds. It is impossible to see two worlds. Kind of, it's oftentimes we see Jesus makes the statement, you can either be awake or asleep. You can't be in between. It's impossible to see two worlds. So, we kind of taken on faith. Our big brother's telling us that, it's impossible to see two worlds. So that's what we give value is what we're going to see. So let's have value in the world that's beyond this world. That's the one we want to value and see. And let this other one go. The one where the world that the day before yesterday, with the world I see holds nothing that I want. Well, that's the world we want to leave behind. This world, or I say this world, which world are we living in? We know we're living in the real world, but our awareness may not be there often. So we want to bring our awareness there. Okay, and I've got some things I want to talk about on today's lesson. My mind holds only what I think with God. But before we do, let's go back and look at our text reading. I'd like to look again at miracle principle number 26. 26, miracles represent freedom from fear. Atoning really means undoing. The undoing of fear is an essential part of the atonement value of miracles. The purpose of the atonement is to restore everything to you, or rather to restore it to your awareness. You were given everything when you were created, just as everyone was. When you have been restored to the recognition of your original state, you naturally become part of the atonement yourself. As you share my inability to tolerate lack of love in yourself and others, you must join the great crusade to correct it. And he wants us to join this crusade of correcting lacks of love. The slogan for the crusade is listen, learn, and do. Listen to my voice, learn to undo error, and do something to correct it. The first two are not enough. The real members of my party are active workers. Are you an active worker? Are you working miracles? The power to work miracles belongs to you. I will provide the opportunities to do them, but you must be ready and willing, since you are already able. So since we're already able to do miracles, we must be ready and willing. Doing them, or doing miracles, will bring conviction in the ability, since conviction really comes through accomplishment. Okay, we're going to become convinced of our abilities as we practice, basically. The ability is the potential. The achievement is the expression. And the atonement is the purpose. Okay, so he talks about our potential, our expression, and our purpose. The potential being our ability to do miracles. Our achievement of them is the expression of miracles, and the atonement is the purpose. And what did he say the atonement was? The atonement is really undoing. So atoning really means undoing. And what are we going to undo? We're going to undo fear. The undoing of fear is an essential part of the atonement value of miracles. Okay, number 27. A miracle is a universal blessing from God through me to all my brothers. It is the privilege of the forgiven to forgive. The disciples were specifically told to be physicians of the Lord and to heal others. Wow, we're to be physicians of the Lord. He says the disciples were specifically told to be physicians of the Lord and to heal others. They were also told to heal themselves and were promised that I would never leave them or forsake them. Atonement is the natural profession of the children of God because they have professed me. Heaven and earth shall pass away simply means that they will not continue to exist as separate states. My word, which is the resurrection and the light, shall not pass away because the light is eternal. You are the work of God, and his work is wholly lovable and wholly loving. This is how a man must think of himself in his heart, because this is what he is. So we're wholly loving and wholly lovable. That's how that's our true identity. So we're learning to think of ourselves that way, and in reality, we already think of ourselves that way. Now we just need to wake up to realize that we are thinking of ourselves that way. 28. Miracles are a means of organizing different levels of consciousness. Miracles come from the below or subconscious level. Revelations come from the above or superconscious levels. The conscious level is in between and reacts to either sub or superconscious impulses in varying ratios. Consciousness is the level which engages in the world and is capable of responding to both the subconscious and the superconscious. So consciousness it's what functions in the world and is capable of responding to both. Having no impulses from itself and being primarily a mechanism for inducing response, it can be very wrong. That's nice to know. I think we all know that. We've all believed things that weren't true. We figured it out. Revelation induces complete but temporary suspension of doubt and fear. It represents the original form of communication between God and his souls, involving an extremely personal sense of closeness to creation, which man tries to find in physical relationships. Physical closeness cannot achieve this. The subconscious impulses properly induce miracles, which are genuinely interpersonal and result in real closeness to others. This can be misunderstood by a personally willful consciousness as impulses toward physical gratification. Revelation unites souls directly with God. Miracles unite souls directly with each other. Neither emanates from consciousness, but both are experienced there. This is essential because consciousness is the state which produces action, though it does not inspire it. Man is free to believe what he chooses, and what he does attests to what he believes. The deeper levels of his subconscious always contain the impulse to miracles, but he is free to fill its more superficial levels, which are closer to consciousness, with the impulses of this world and to identify himself with them. This results in denying himself access to the miracle level underneath. In conscious action, then, his relationships also become superficial, and miracle-inspired relating becomes impossible. 29. This is the last one we're going to read for now. Miracles are a way of earning release from fear. Revelation induces a state in which fear has already been abolished. Miracles are thus a means, and revelation is an end. In this sense, they work together. Miracles do not depend on revelation. They induce it. Revelation is intensely personal and cannot actually be translated into conscious content at all. That is why any attempt to describe it in words is usually incomprehensible. Revelation induces only experience. Miracles, on the other hand, induce interpersonal action. Miracles are more useful now because of their impersonal nature. In this phase of learning, working miracles is more important because freedom from fear cannot be thrust upon you. And we'll be ready for miracle principle number 30 next time we look at this. All right, let's take a look at lesson 146. My mind holds only what I think with God. No one can fail who asks to reach the truth. I loose the world from all I thought it was. Now, if we go back and we take a look in lesson 131, where no one can fail who asks to reach the truth, I want to bring your memory again to starting in paragraph 12 or 13. I ask to see a different world and think a different kind of thought from those I made. The world I seek I did not make alone. The thoughts I want to think are not my own. For several minutes, watch your mind and see, although your eyes are closed, the senseless world you think is real. Review the thoughts as well, which are compatible with such world and which you think are true. This was the meditation we were to do when we did lesson 131. I just wanted to bring your memory to it again. Then let them go. So we review the thoughts as well, of which are are compatible with such a world in which you think are true, then let them go. So we're going to we took a minute and or several minutes, and we watched our mind, and although our eyes were closed, the senseless world you think is real, you just observed it. Review the thoughts as well, which are compatible with such world and which you think are true. Then let them go and sink below them to the holy place where they can enter not. There is a door beneath them in your mind, which you could not completely lock to hide what lies beyond. This is a meditation he taught us, and I want you to take it with you and use it as you need it. Seek for that door and find it. But before you try to open it, remind yourself, no one can fail who asks to reach the truth. And it is this request you make today. Nothing but this has any meaning now. No other goal is valued now nor sought. Nothing before this door you really want, and only what lies past it do you seek. So we're going to seek down into that holy place and see this door, and put out your hand and see how easily the door swings open with your one intent to go beyond it. Angels light the way so that all darkness vanishes, and you are standing in a light so bright and so clear that you can understand all things you see. Wow. A tiny moment of surprise, perhaps, will make you pause before you realize the world you see before you in the light reflects the truth you knew and did not quite forget in wandering away in dreams. You cannot fail today. There walks with you the Spirit heaven sent you that you might approach this door someday, and through his aid slip effortlessly past it to the light. Today, that day has come. So you remember that? Wasn't that a wonderful meditation? Well, I just wanted to bring your memory to it again so that you may find that very useful at times. And then on lesson 132, I loosed the world from all I thought it was. In paragraph 7, there is no world, he says. This is the central thought the Course attempts to teach. That's a central thought the Course attempts to teach, that there is no world. Not everyone is ready to accept it, and each one must go as far as he can let himself be led along the road to truth. He will return and go still further, or perhaps step back a while and then return again. But healing is the gift of those who are prepared to learn there is no world and can accept the lesson now. Their readiness will bring the lesson to them in some form which they can understand and recognize. Some see it suddenly on point of death and rise to teach it. Others find it an experience that is not of this world, which shows them that the world does not exist, because what they behold must be the truth, yet it clearly contradicts the world. And some will find it in this course and in the exercises that we do today. Today's idea is true because the world does not exist. And if it is indeed let's just stop there. Today's idea is true because the world does not exist. So that was I loosed the world from all I thought it was. Now, our review today, in which I want you to take with you. My mind holds only what I think with God. No one can fail who asks to reach the truth. I loosed the world from all I thought it was. Oh, I was going to show you. I had this is some, I think it's black-seeded Simpson and some romaine. I put it in water too. Works really nice to keep it plump and fresh for a while. And I wanted to show you one more thing about the lettuce. I meant to do this a little earlier, but let's do it now. When you harvest your lettuce, this is some romaine. If you cut it down real close to the root, it'll all stay together, but it won't grow back. This time of year, and I had so much of it, I'm just cutting the whole things off, getting them more room so they can grow, the ones beside it can grow out. And it's not going to last too much longer. You get hot weather and these things are finished anyway. If you cut it up a little higher, then it'll grow back. Or if you take just the outside leaves and leave the inside to grow, to continue to grow, that's another way. Some people like the interior leaves better though, and so it also saves a lot of time just to whack it off. And I usually just whack it off right there and eat the whole thing, and just chop it up and throw it in my salads. So, okay, well, anyway, my mind holds only what I think with God is lesson 146, which is, and the review. No one can fail who asks to reach the truth. I loose the world from all I thought it was. My mind holds only what I think with God. No one can fail who asks to reach the truth. I loose the world from all I thought it was.